Alright, what's going on everyone on YouTube? NES Ruler, welcome to a brand new DVD and Blu-ray update. Yeah, got a bunch of stuff to show you guys. Black Friday pickups, all that shabam. And some trades and some monthly family video pickups. So, let's get started. I guess we'll talk about the Black Friday, the Blu-rays that I picked up, over Black Friday and things like that. $7.99. I finally had to grab Mad Max Fury Road. This movie's fucking awesome. Today actually just got nominated for the Golden Globe for Best Picture, so that's freaking awesome that this sort of movie gets that kind of recognition. Hopefully the Oscar board sees that also. I highly doubt it, but had to pick this up finally. Just such a badass movie. Everyone should pick this one up and watch it, so finally happy to have this movie in the collection because it's fucking awesome. It's Mad Max. Picked up John Wick, a movie that I've been, hearing so much talk about since it came out. I never got around to, to sit down and watch it. I know it's a sequel coming out, so that typically means that a movie did good when a sequel's already being made. And heard a lot of great things about this movie, and it's really, really damn good. I highly recommend this one. Also, if you like movies like Drive. Very similar cinematography and mise-en-scène as Drive, especially one scene in this nightclub, very purple and pinkish and light blues, very beautiful scene, probably the highlight of the film. So if you guys get a chance, pick up John Wick. It's really good, really bloody, really interesting narrative revenge film, so I highly recommend this one. Keanu is probably going to be remembered for Bill and Ted and this film, so check it out. He'll always be remembered as freaking as for Bill and Ted and then John Wick, so check it out. This was like $6.98 at Walmart, $7 at Walmart. Now this movie always gets freaking mispronounced. I'm probably going to mispronounce it too, but Ex Machina. This is a very complex film, but it is really, really fucking good. You rarely see films like this come out mainstream-wise that evokes a level of thought that this film does. It is super complex. Talking about society and technology and the interaction between technology and human beings. Super, super complex film. It's absolutely a beautiful looking movie as well. You guys got to check this one out. I don't want to rabble on too much about these plots of these movies, but I highly recommend this one also. These three films are just really, really solid films from this year, and I cannot recommend this one enough if you like deep narratives with thought-provoking performances. It's really, really solid. Got this for $5 on Black Friday, so had to score on that. Super, super good. Highly recommend this one. This one was sent to me by Olive Films to review, so I guess I'll just do it now. Voodoo Man, Bela Lugosi. This has David Carradine in it. This is a public domain film, actually, from 1944. Typical Lugosi film. He plays a mad scientist, and his wife dies, and he plays a doctor, actually. His wife dies, and he comes up with this medical experiment that he captures women, and then he's able to perform some kind of voodoo magic on them and transfers the soul from his victim to his wife, who's in like this zombie voodoo-like state. And we follow like this actor, and his soon-to-be fiance gets lured in by Bela Lugosi, and he's trying to transfer her soul to his dead wife, who's now in this zombie-like state. It's okay, to be completely honest. It's nothing new from Lugosi, but especially during this time. But it's an interesting film, I have to say. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I had to give him credit on the set pieces is really good, the lighting's really good, but it's very generic. But it's cool to see it have like a really, really good release, because like I said, it's all been a public domain film, so to see it have like a good Blu-ray transfer, really good transfer from Olive, so that's nice. So I have to give him credit with that, but no special features as usual, but what are you going to get with a film from 1944? So Voodoo Man, it's an interesting movie from that time period, let's just say. Next we have Hannibal Season 1, definitely the best deal off the Black Friday deals. This was $5 for the Blu-ray, killer score. You know, haven't watched it yet, but for $5 for a 3 Blu-ray set with a digital copy, it was a really solid score here. So pretty gnarly actually. So that was cool. I have to see how I'm doing with time, so I can time manage everything. All right, get these done. 16 Candles. Had to pick this up. This was $4. You guys know Breakfast Club's my favorite film of all time, so this is a John Hughes film I didn't have in the collection, so happy to have it upgraded. Very awesome film, like most John Hughes films. So 16 Candles, finally happy to grab this on Blu-ray for $4. We have Maggie, another film that I've heard things about from this year. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin. This is like an infection film. It's supposed to be really slow according to JP, so we'll see. I'll check it out soon before the year-end show. 22 shots of moods and horror, so we'll see. But that's Maggie. Interesting. I've heard that it's some people like it, some people really don't. So, of course, I grew up in the Nickelodeon era, and probably the last solid Nickelodeon show, you know, ever, cartoon-wise, was Spongebob. You know, I grew up watching Spongebob. So, I've actually heard pretty good things about this movie. So, this was $7 at Walmart on Black Friday, so I had to pick it up. I've heard interesting things about it. You know, this is past my generation of Spongebob, if that makes sense. But I'm curious to see if it's similar things from what I remember, because I watched this show for years, so very curious about this one. So I had to pick it up for what it was with the slipcover and everything. So we'll see. You know, like I said, it was probably the last classic Nickelodeon cartoon, so we'll see. And I grabbed the sequel of Dumb and Dumber. I actually never got a chance to watch this one. It's one I've been curious about. I've heard it's not very good, but I'm a huge fan of the original. So for $7, figured I'd grab the Blu-ray. You know, more than I like to spend on these blind buys, but you know, I was there. I wanted to watch it, so I figured, well, what the fuck? I'll pick it up. So Dumb and Dumber 2. I don't understand why they couldn't fucking spell out D. Put a W in the middle of it, but I guess it's a style choice. All right, let's get into some DVD pickups. Family videos, and I did a trade again with Turi Del Amor over on the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror Facebook page. I got a bunch of stuff from him, so very cool. Let's get into it. I got this from him, Savage Weekend. This is the Cheesy Flicks release. I think this got released on Blu-ray from Scorpion, if I'm correct. Don't hold me to that, but I think that's who released this on Blu-ray recently. But this is a Cheesy Flicks release. He was getting rid of it, so I figured, yeah, I'll do a trade for it. Film I didn't have in my collection, but a cover that I was always, you know, that's probably one of the coolest freaking covers of the time, so everybody knows this cover, so very cool. Savage Weekend, Cheesy Flicks release. I actually don't have any Cheesy Flicks releases, so this is curious. I heard about them a bunch. This was a $1.50 family video, Dark Summer IFC, so I got another IFC off the list. You guys know me. Fucking got every single one, so excited to finally start picking up these ones that Scream Factory released. Now that they're starting to drop down in price of family video. I've heard interesting things about this film. I know some people really like it, and some people don't. I know Moods is a huge fan of this one, so we'll see about this one. I'm curious. So yeah, it's another IFC DVD, Dark Summer, $1.50, pretty solid. Next we have The Town That Dreaded Sundown. This is the sequel to the, of course, the slasher film of the same name, and the return of Orion Pictures. Yeah, Orion, a huge part of my childhood. So cool to see them finally release another film. Haven't got around to watch this one because I actually haven't seen the original. So I have to pick up that Scream Factory before I sit down and watch this one. But I've actually heard really good things about this, so we'll see. I'll definitely get to it before the end of the year show. So for $1.50, you know, people are like, well, why do you buy these movies? Because if you go to fucking Redbox, it's $1.20 a night, and you waste gas driving there. I mean, I pay $1.50, and I don't have to freaking worry about returning it. So that's why I just buy them. I'm already there, so I know it's a stupid answer, but Mexico Barbario from Dark Sky Films. This is a Mexican anthology film. Haven't heard too many people talk about this one, but I had to grab it. It's like $7.98 at Walmart or something like that. So very curious, a Mexican anthology film. So we'll see. Released by Dark Sky Films. I think this has 8 shorts on here from 8 different Mexican directors. So very interesting concept, I have to say. A Mexican anthology film. We'll see. This is from Turi, also from that trade that I did with him. Night of the Demons 2. This is the Lionsgate release from a while ago. If you guys want to hear my thoughts on this one, listen to the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror Halloween show. We did this whole franchise. Goofy film with some really nasty effects. It's okay. It's mid-90s cheese, I have to say. So I'm happy to have it in the collection because I didn't have it. I just streamed it when I watched it. So I know Olive releases on Blu-ray, but Night of the Demons 2. We got Deadly Blessing, Scream Factory DVD. I didn't really need it on Blu-ray. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll trade you for that also. So comes the slipcover, which I think the slipcover isn't the easiest thing to find anymore, especially on the Blu-ray. So cool to have the slipcover. And very interesting Wesley Craven film, I have to say. Not as typical movie. I know some people love this film, and some people really dislike it. So yeah, Deadly Blessing. I enjoy it, to be honest, for what it is. Next we have The House on Sorority Row. Got this from Turi also. This is the Liberation Entertainment release, the 25th anniversary edition. I know this got released by Scorpion also, which is now out of print and hard to find, but I think this one's not that easy to find either. So finally happy to have this in the collection from 1983. Cheesy low goodness, nudity. So finally happen to have that in the collection. I think Katrina Nightmare put this out, which is Scorpion. So next we have Black Sabbath, the Bava collection put out by Kino. You guys know we just did Italian Horror Month on the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror podcast. So Black Sabbath, picked this up from Turi also. Get some more Bava in the collection, considering I wasn't the biggest fan of Italian Horror Month, but it was fun to watch these films, so we'll see about Black Sabbath. Very cool for him to trade me this Kino Classics release. Always cool to get some Kinos. Next we have Two Evil Eyes. This is the limited edition. This film is like a dual directorial project between Romero and Argento. This is number 1,349. I don't know how many copies they made of this, but very cool. Haven't even heard anything about this film, so we'll see. I don't know if it's good or bad or what. Let me know. Like I said, I haven't really heard anything about this movie, but it has effects by fucking Safini, so it should be good. Alright, grab these all from Family Video after this. All the rest of these. We have Tormented, just very similar to Torment, which came out last year. Very similar, but from what I read, I don't know if these have anything to do with each other. From what I've heard, they actually don't have anything to do with each other. I think they just carried on the name, so who knows. But Tormented, $1.50. Heard it's an interesting slasher from this year, so I'll get to it before the end of the year show, so stay tuned to that. I just grabbed all these yesterday. So Back Country, another IFC Scream Factory film. I heard okay things about this one as well. It's from the wonderful land of Canada, so we'll see. Another IFC off the list, so I'm always excited about that. Alright, got a few more. Just gotta keep on checking. I don't want to waste too much of you guys' time. Area 51, one I've been eyeballing since it came out. I remember seeing it at Walmart. This is a Paramount Blumhouse production, which is interesting. It's supposed to be an interesting found footage film, so we'll see about that. I'm probably going to be watching this one soon, actually, because I've been curious about this one. So we'll see. Area 51, finally have to have this for buck 50K. Nightlight, another film that I really haven't heard too many people talk about from this year, but it's supposed to be a really interesting found footage film. And Dave C. from the Facebook page has talked about, from Banana Laser, has talked about that this one is interesting and it has a really good third act. So we'll see. Haven't heard too many people talk about this one, but it's released by Lionsgate. So another film that I haven't heard anybody talk about, and that is Faults. This seems like a really low budget film released by Screen Media. I think Sack from the Facebook page has watched this one, so we'll see. It's from the producers of The Guest in Your Next, which really doesn't mean fucking much, but Bloody Disgusting said it's fun and terrorizing, so we'll see. If anybody's seen this, let me know. I'm curious about this one. Haven't heard anybody talk about this film, so. Alright, 3 more here. We got Almost Mercy, another Screen Media release. I haven't heard too many people talk about this one either. It has Bill Moseley and Kane Hodder in it. Moods told me about this one. He watched it on Netflix and he said it was pretty good, so excited to pick it up. We got The Bloodlands. It's picked up, released by Magnolia and Magnet. Another film that I heard is just average, so we'll see. It's supposed to be an average slasher film, so, but it's Magnet. I always pick everything up from Magnet, so. And finally, we have The Harvest, which is also an IFC Screen Factory, and John McLaughlin's, a local Chicagoan's, re-entry into the horror genre, because he hasn't made a film in a while, so. I've heard actually good things about this one also, so curious to check this one out too, so. That is The Harvest. So yeah, that is my DVD and Blu-ray update. If you guys like this video, as always, give it a thumbs up. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NESRuler22. And as always, you can read my reviews at the 22shotsofmoodsandhorror.com. I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See you guys.